See, that is what we would have as Jamaica if you subtract Rastafari from it. So all Jamaican people who wear them locks proudly to their work, the people in government who wear them locks proudly, the people meditate upon the many lives of Rasta woman, Rasta children, you see me, who over the years have bled and died and suffered, you know. You talk about people have been denied access to health care, access to education, access to capital, access to finance, access to their own culture and their own name. Imagine what our names would be without Rastafari. All of us would name Peter, and we would have all these names, you know, forever. Errol, Selvin, George. It's them name they would have, you know. If it wasn't for Rasta, is Rasta come give you back with name. We never even have a name. For years we never have no name. And His Majesty make we have that. Have we can baptize in our own church and worship our own Yeshua, Jesus Christus. And wear our own meskel and put on crosses and have our own meskel. How come we not appreciate that? How come we allow the government them of the world to undermine us for so long?
Remember them work for the Queen.
And talk about we, the artists, them who we have the biggest stages in the world and the biggest voices. Listen to our lyrics. Listen to the lyrics of the young African man who living in the West. Listen to the lyrics of the young African woman who living in the West. And then we talk about all these little things and whatever. Listen to our lyrics. And then listen to the lyrics of Rastafari people. I hear them big up all these artists in the world who are great artists and great humanitarian. But let me tell you, music is one of the most powerful things that we have as African. Our voices. Because our ancestors speak through music. The Almighty speak through music. The cosmos access humanity through our voice. Not through no other anybody else. Through Rasta voice. See it? When Marcus Garvey says something, it is said, and then half century down the road, Bob Marley sing it. Bob Marley, children them a sing it. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. See? And it's when it sing, the whole world have to meditate it, because it is now in this form of melodies, sonical vibration that live on forever. And when you have a man like Bob Marley at the heights of his popular music career, and when I say popular music, you talk about more than 100,000 people at a concert in Italy, where the Pope and the Beast live. First time I sing Bundong Rome in Europe, inside Rome where I do the concert, and I say Bundong Rome. And when we the Alexandra Palace, Bundong Rome again, and we go Israel and Bundong dirty Israel behavior with them have. And all of them people and them little dirty Palestinian behavior and them disunity and them war. We burn that.
Oh.
To soul.
And burn up a king's house.
So, to all the fellow Jamaican people who, you know, we have a culture, we have a ital food, and we have a music, we have a Bob Marley, we have a don't worry about a thing, because every little thing. All of that is Rastafari consciousness. So this is my call for all of the youth them who benefit financially from Rastafari legacy. The Rastafari
and
cultural wealth and cultural legacy.
No Babylon, no politician.
Please, do not embarrass yourselves any further. Do not embarrass. Let us not embarrass ourselves any further. Listen to dancehall you them lyrics. Stop embarrassing yourself. All the man them with dreadlocks and the woman them with dreadlocks. Stop embarrassing yourself before humanity and before God and before the Almighty. Stop it. Because there's an earthquake coming. You don't see it, but it's coming. And keep looking for a physical earthquake. But I'm telling you, an earthquake, someone say free Palestine, free Africa. Palestine will never be free till Africa is free. Yo, internet people, don't play with me now. Now I say, we have 200 more George Floyd to go until Africa unite. So, how much more march we are going to have before the rapper them stop embarrass themselves? The singer them stop embarrassing themselves and go up on TV and pretend like they are free and like they have any prospect for freedom. Do you have any prospect for freedom? There is no prospect for freedom. There is no prospect for freedom until Africa unite as one. Until we can walk proudly in the world and show people a passport that says I am an African. See? Too long we in a subhuman bondage. Too long. And listen to what the artists them singing about. It's an embarrassment. I hope you enjoy all the money. I really do hope you enjoy all the money and all the benefits that come with being paid workers of some non-African entity that group of African people and use them as minions against each other. So continue. All my Nigerian brethren them, continue make a fun of yourself. And my Jamaican brethren them, let us continue to embarrass ourselves in our lyrics and then come and embarrass ourselves further by saying, regardless of my lyrics, we should come together. Regardless of my, you know what a song is? The whole universe started with a song. So whenever you go to make a song in the studio, know that you're making a universe. Know that you're creating the nucleus of a universe. All my brethren who close to me know me not play, I'm not depend on a joke thing, you know. So y'all need to stop linking me for features to man. Straight. You need to stop linking me for features and sending me some joke, embarrassing lyrics to be a part of. Done with that. So now, that is a call to the music community. See? This is a call to the music community. And now, there's people too, you know, Jamaican people. You are Rasta. Alawi. You can deny it all you want. We are His Majesty. We are literally products of His Majesty's excellence as a statesman. See, we are beneficiaries of His Majesty's diplomacy and His ability to go around the world and hold the world leaders accountable. See, when you stop play, that one thing. Now, we live in a colonial world here in the Caribbean, and we express it in our music, but more express it to the ones them in reasoning. I hear people blame a police officer for cutting off a youth here. I blame her, and I hold her responsible. But I can't talk about it because that's a legal matter for which the entire constabulary force will have to pay. So I don't want to use Instagram as a thing to complicate the legal process. You see me?
Speak up.
But we live in a country called Jamaica, and here we are with a big old governor general representing a big old queen from an ex-sovereign country who is our sovereign, which means the wife of our prime minister is not the first lady, because he's not the sovereign. He's not the sovereign. That's why I will never use my platform to come on here and blame a prime minister of a colonial machinery, the driver of a colonial machinery, or the trustee, someone leave to look after them colony for them. I'm not gonna blame him. The only reason why our prime minister is still a Jamaican is because, or a Jamaican national, is because it's a neo-colonial construct, and that is the platform, and that is the identity that is used in a neo-colonial concept. You use a national son of the soil, you educate him, you make him into yours, and you use him against him people. Yeah. So that's the only reason why we have a Jamaican as a prime minister. But them not serve nothing else. Them not serve nothing else because they are not sovereign. They can't stand in front of the world and hold anyone accountable until you claim your sovereignty justly. You see me? And if it is even possible, peacefully, if it is possible. But you have to claim your sovereignty. You see me? You have to claim your sovereignty before you can talk about nothing about, you know what I mean? So, the Jamaica Labour Party was founded by the likes of Sir Alexander Bustamante, which is the devil. That is like us having Adolf Hitler as a national hero, and he's still recognized as a national hero in this country, and the party which he founded is the party that is in power right now in this country. You see me? And we hear someone talk about genealogy and whatever. Yo, we can go forward. We're not talking about race and them things there. You see? We're not talking about that. We are talking about human consciousness. Because you see, a man race are one thing. A man consciousness is another story. Yeah? Because our prime ministers over the past, I've never had a white prime minister in this country. So my whole entire lifetime I grew up come see man who look like me in them jacket and them tie, doing what Winston Churchill would have done. So we have this big men as one of our national heroes. It's like if Israel did have Sir Adolf Hitler as them national hero. That's what we have here in Jamaica. That's what we have on this island. We have men like Hugh Share.
Free up man live IG on a deal with. Yo, my people, like how the live pass. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe to the channel. You see me? Big up on yourself. Big up DNA out and about.
Walter Rodney.
Big up all our subscribers, them, all our fans, all our support.
And for how he
big up on
and for his beliefs.
One love and a one family. You see me?
Justness of Rastafari.
Yeah, deal with a joke.
And when you go through the airport, them deal with Rastaman as if you carry cocaine in your dreadlocks.
I'm shut up now because I know now listen to it, Jack.
See? As if you carry firearm in your dreadlocks. see what happened with the young sister. I spoke to the young sister yesterday, a very beautiful princess in Zinga. And I spoke to her parents, very beautiful ones, Naya Bingi people. We now talk about one of the people from Scotiabank who have dreadlocks. And we now talk about one of the people from Carnival who have dreadlocks. Third generation. We are talking about a third generation Naya Bingi princess who her dreadlocks, she was separated from her covenant, her physical covenant that she had from birth by a police officer who was in a police I don't know them call the place with them the pen. You see me? With other police officers present, with her superiors present. You can imagine? You can imagine? You can imagine? But we as Rastafari, we're not talking about them, you know. We are talking about we, you know. We need to come together now, you know. And women them who all the man them and women who benefit financially from Rasta music and Naya Bingi. And Bobo Shanti and the works of Prince Charles Emmanuel, the Honorable, the Prophet and the Priest and the King. See, we have made a wealth. We have been given creative freedom. We have been given a name and a culture. Some of us who was born Miguel, we now name Kalanji. You see me? All who born name Matnan, we have more name now from Rasta where we can get and baptize and have a name. All of the name Johnson. See? So I spoke to the Empress and I reasoned with her family and they were all traumatized. And I have a daughter, my daughter is 2. And I couldn't help but to imagine. I couldn't help but to imagine how, you know, like I send my daughter go out on the street to deal with that thing, only to know so she gets separated and severed from her covenant, which is with spiritual identity, you know, by a police officer in 2021. So that's because we live in a colonial system, neo-colonial system, where Jamaicans can't even travel going out. We are the most peaceful people in the world. We never ever war against the next country. We never go to a next country and incite war against them yet. Every other country involved in that except we. All Jamaicans go do is try to make a better way for themselves and fight for them rights. All the Jamaican them where them say a criminal or foreign, when you check it, the man them a fight for them rights. So we need to forward together still. We need to forward together. This situation with this Empress is not the reason why I'm doing this live, to be honest. It's not the reason. It is not the sole reason of why I'm on here. I would say it more motivate. See? It's not the reason. Because remember in 1968 with you last year, and imagine Bakawal before that, imagine Coral Gardens, imagine Pinnacle. See? So I not call no politician name, I not call them name out of my mouth because them not worthy. I not call no police officer name because them not worthy for when you play back this you hear my voice, I say them name. My voice, I say for them name, it not necessary. everybody know them name. And everybody knows that them government is illegal. And it is overdue that their government get abolished. And if Rasta people did put forward a government to this country, you wouldn't have no PMP in our JLP. See? People would just know say, Rasta we are deal with. Everybody in the world when me know is Rasta them identify with more than them identify with Jamaican culture. You go do your own research. Don't depend. Fight Walter Rodney, Edward Seaga, and all of them displace enough Rasta. See? Displace them and kill them. Bustamante is the worst of all. And I hear nowadays Jamaica Labour Party people talking about reparation. Oh, come on. Do yourself a favor and abolish your little party. Do yourself a favor, you little PMP people, and abolish your little party. Do away with it. Sit together, all the young people in PMP and JLP, come together, rise up, and sit together and think about a way how we can move forward to benefit on yourself and on the children's children, because PMP and JLP is the worst thing we're not going to ever be a part of. There is no repentance for them two entities. They are the worst. And it's the same goes for the Trinidad government. Them. It's the same. One of my honorable elder them, a mentor of mine, right? A mentor of mine. I hear people talk about repatriation. Repatriation is a must. Repatriation need the unification of Africa. It need Africa to be one. Cause I don't have no tribe. I don't know who my tribe in Africa is. And Africa is still a very tribal place. I've been there several times. In Ethiopia, they are dying from tribalism right now. If they continue in the same tribal way, there will not be an Ethiopia in the next 20 years. I say, when we go Israel, I see Israel controlled by a next place. Israel is Africa. So until Africa, I see Egypt controlled by a next place. Nigeria controlled by some other, all different kind of people. Me go West Africa, I see Senegal and Gambia as two different countries separate. That can't work. None of that can't work. South Africa still a living in apartheid. That can't work. I go and see that for myself. Me an idiot. You see me? Travel all over Africa and see that for myself. Uganda, all them country under colonial bondage. I drive up on the coast of Kenya and see truckloads of titanium just a leave, go straight to the shoreline. The man them just a mine raw titanium, they them process it 2 times. Same thing happening in Jamaica. Same thing happening upon this little rock here where we live upon. Some here people are talking about reparation and them want money and how much billion, trillion. I don't how you fit take money. How you fit bring down where we go through and try to put money to it. How much low can you go? How low do you think we are? How about you give us our minerals back?